Hey there, everybody. It's Jared Hamilton with the Hamilton Group at Cherry Creek Mortgage. Welcome to another edition of Java with Jared. Once again, happy Friday, everybody, and hope you guys are doing fantastic, and hope everybody's getting ready for a good 4th of July celebration and have fun plans for celebrating America. So happy 4th, everybody. Well, interest rates finished the week a little bit worse than where they ended last week. Actually, it was fairly significant. It looked like at the end of last week we did have some room for mortgage rates to actually improve. That didn't happen. Actually, there was a reversal of fortune, as my title said, and I'll get to exactly why that happened. First, with the economic data, we did see durable goods come in weaker than expected. Expectations were for them to decline 0.4%, and the actual number showed that durable goods came in down 1.1%, so that was weaker than expected. We also did see the PCE, the Personal Consumption Expenditure, which is the Fed's favorite gauge of inflation, and inflation is typically bad for interest rates, and that showed that inflation pressures are moderating. We did see the PCE come in showing that it went from 1.7 the previous month down to 1.4, so this is just a further moderation that happened last month, and so it is showing that. And there, just a few months back, we were over 2%, which is the Fed's target. So it does show that inflation pressures are moderating there a little bit. From the housing sector, we did see pending home sales, and that actually also showed that pending home sales are moderating. That fell in May from the previous month, and it fell 0.8%. And that's actually the third month where we saw a decline, and we're actually down about 1.7% year over year from a national perspective on pending home sales. Now, that is probably most likely due to a lack of inventory, but it does show maybe some moderation there, at least with pending home sales. We did see the Case-Shiller Index come in, and that showed that the 20-city index actually increased from the previous month just slightly, just 0.1%. It showed on a national basis, or at least on the 20-city index, that it was up 5.7%. Now, Denver, just to get more specific, is once again number 4. We had been, previously as high as number 1. We were pretty consistently down on number 3 behind Seattle and Portland, but now Dallas is ahead of us, and they're still ahead of us. But from the month-over-month basis in Denver, we did see increases in the price of about 1.3%. We're kind of middle of the pack there. And for the year-over-year number, again, we're number 4, and that is at 8.2%. So it does show that we're still seeing some pretty significant gains here, but there's maybe some other places in the country that have outpaced us a little bit. But again, 8.4%, or 8.2%, sorry, on a year-over-year basis, that's fantastic. And on a month-over-month basis, if we're still looking at 1.3%, that's over, getting close to about 12% on a year-over-year number if we got that every single month, which probably is not likely. But again, just showing that there is this price pressure here, so you got to let your clients know with interest rates being super low and with these price increases, the sooner they buy a house, the better. Now, interest rates did, as I said, get worse, and that was all over some comments made by Mario Draghi about the EU. They are talking about just rolling back some of the quantitative easing, which it's been talked about here in the United States as well. So that caused global yields to rise, which caused yields to rise here in the United States. And so we actually, from a technical perspective, really lost quite a bit of ground. I mentioned we were above the 200-day moving average on mortgage-backed securities, which is a good thing. We were above that for 4 days. We've now significantly broken down below that 200-day moving average from a technical perspective. That's not good. Also, the Treasury broke beneath the 200-day moving average, which is also not good. So we're going to have to fight back here for interest rates, to get better. And we'll keep you informed as what's going on. We're going to see. Again, we're almost halfway through. Well, we're halfway through the year here. And so next week we will see the unemployment report come in, and that might provide maybe some positive or further negative to mortgage-backed securities and interest rates. So we'll keep you informed on what's going on there. Again, hope you guys have a wonderful 4th, have a wonderful weekend. I am in town and my team's in town, so if you're working this weekend, so are we. If you have any customers that need any help, we're happy to help. Thanks very much. Happy 4th. Happy 4th of July, America, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.